Welcome to the DataStage Operations Console demo. As you can see, the home page provides an at-a-glance view of the currently selected engine system. The important thing to note about this screen is that none of this information was previously available all in one place, and so provides a great value add for DataStage. As you can see, it shows a graph of the number of job runs starting and finishing, the state of various DataStage engine services such as DSRPC daemon, and also displays some various operating system metrics such as CPU usage and free memory. You can see from this box on the lower right hand side that's turned red that there are alerts that can be set for when certain CPU or memory attributes drop below given values. So in this case the physical memory has dropped below 512 megabytes as shown by this configuration dialog. The other thing you can do on the home page is to look at the list of job runs that are finished, or finished with warnings, or failed by these various links here. And onto the Projects tab. This allows you to view details of the repository. So here I can select a job called load DW APAC. And I can see various attributes of this job, such as when it was created, when it was last modified, when it was compiled. And I can also see the user perform some of these actions. The other half of the screen shows you the job run history that's stored in the operations database, showing you every time this job is run or reset, its final status, how long it took, and the invocation ID. I can select any of these job runs and press the View Details button to show me detailed information about that particular run. So in this instance I can see the configuration file that was used, the value of any job parameters set, and various details such as when and who started it, its invocation IDs, and how long it took. The Performance tab shows you the performance of this job. So in this instance we're seeing the CPU usage and the total rows growing over time. And we can change this to show, say, the memory usage and the rows in per second. We can also see the log messages produced from this job. The important thing to note, this is a subset of the log messages produced, and this can be controlled via a configuration file. So if I select one of these log messages, gives you the full text at the bottom of the screen, and there's also a link to the InfoSphere help page for that log message. Selecting two of these job runs allows me to run a comparison between them. So you can do that by using the control click and then press View Details button. And here we see that these two job runs have a few differences. Notably, the job parameter has a different value, total rows in is different, and the elapsed times are different. Again, the Performance tab allows you to compare the performance metrics of those two job runs against one another. So that was the total rows. We can also compare, say, the CPU usage during those two job runs. And as you'd expect, the log messages shows those two job runs side by side, so you can compare their log messages as well. And onto the Activity tab. This shows the job runs active within a particular time period. This can either be the current activity, which is, say, 12 hours backwards in this case, or it can be past activity, which is a specific set of date ranges. You can also show the operating system resource usage during these time periods, so again either 12 hours backwards or for a specific time period. You can also choose different operating system metrics to show here. So there's disk space, which is configured via a configuration file. There's number of job runs, or the number of processors, in addition to the CPU and memory charts already displayed. And the final tab is a support and information tab that has links to developer works, to information center, some first steps in configuring the operations console, and a link to the support group. The last point to note is that all of the information displayed in the operations console is read from a database called the operations database. This is an open schema and is documented so that, if desired, queries can be written directly against this database. This is the end of the demo now. Thank you for listening, and I hope it's been useful.